virus cannot mutate.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Joe Exotic.
Why do you keep using this? A lot of people say it's racist.
It's not a bunk machine, it's a fence.
Perhaps we need some outside universal threat from outside this world.
Broken news.
Hello and welcome to Broken News, your weekly world news update with a twist. What is the twist, I hear you ask? Well, the twist is it comes from a pair of absolute fucking idiots. And speaking of idiots, Mr. Walker, what's going on?
Just you speak for yourself. You doing, son?
I'm good.
It's only been, what's it been? 2020 since we've done this last?
Well, we said at the end of the last episode we'd be back next week, and that was 3 years and 1 month ago.
Fucking liars. Liars. Well, there's been a lot of stuff happening, though.
There has been a lot of stuff happening. There has.
I know.
We went through a whole pandemic.
The pandemic happened.
We thought it was finished.
Yep.
At the end of 2020, we thought, yeah, that was a year. Little did we know.
Well, there's people identifying as whatever they want now. That's happened. And
what's that? 1 minute 30. Right, just so I know where to cut that. Now we don't do any cutting out on this podcast. We might only last 2 or 3 episodes, but we say what we like. And speaking of identifying, you have been identifying as a man that doesn't do podcasts.
That's a fact. But I've changed now. I now identify as a man that does podcasts. Very badly, but
a man that's been encouraged.
A man
to do podcasts.
That's been
we've been talking about we have been talking about doing another one for every time I see you we talk about it. Mm-hmm. But we're good at talking about doing things, but not so good at actually doing them. So here we are.
Yep.
How are you?
I'm all right, to be honest. I'm fucking freezing. The temperature's definitely dropped today. It's supposed to snow here tomorrow, so I'm fucking looking forward to that.
It's -2 right now, so yeah, looking good. And Happy New Year, by the way.
Happy New Year. Have you got any resolutions?
Listen to us pretending we've not seen each other. Saw you last week.
We went for dinner last week.
Yeah, for the podcast. New Year's resolutions. Have I done any? What do you think about? Do you make New Year's resolutions?
No, really. I'm too busy to even think about it. But this year, I'm going to be a man that drinks a wee bit more, and I'm going to do a few.
Is that you compensating for me?
I'm going to do a few podcasts, and I'll do some of them sober. I'll do some of them absolutely pissed.
I look forward to that.
I think I'm just going to be a better version of what I was last year.
Good.
And
yeah,
I think I was pretty great last year. Thank you.
I'm glad your self-esteem's never in doubt. I don't drink anymore, do I? So you'll need to drink for the both of us. 3 months sober today. What a guy.
Well done.
Worship me. Don't worry, this isn't going to turn into like a Dapper Laughs podcast where I start crying and wearing a turtleneck and get cancelled. But positive lifestyle change. So this lovely drink you see me drinking, it might look like a rum and coke. Well, it doesn't look like a rum and coke, does it? 'Cause it's see-through. It looks like a rum and lemonade, but
it looks like
it's a non-alcoholic urine. It's a non-alcoholic rum and lemonade. So, cheers.
Well done. What was I going to say? This has been a funny week for me because I've never usually got time to watch anything, right? And I managed to catch the first episode. Is it Fool Me Once or Fool Me Twice?
Fool Me Once.
Fool Me
Once. Yeah, Fool Me Twice will be the sequel.
But I'll tell you what, like I'm on episode 2 and I'm full of questions. So if you've not watched that,
I've seen all of it. Yeah, I've seen a lot.
Shut up.
So
seriously, tell me nothing. Tell me zero.
We'll maybe discuss it next week if you finished it, but I did enjoy it. Michelle Keegan is just tremendous.
Oh,
there's no two ways about it.
Yep.
Well, I don't think she agrees that she's my one, but if I can't have her, she'll need to settle for Mark Wright, I suppose. Never mind.
I know.
So I've not been very well. We were going to do this last week, but I was ill. I feel like every January. Now, normally in late December, early January, last few years, we've went to the darts in London. And I used to think that was why I got ill. But every January for the last 3 years, I've had a weird illness and it's floored me for like a week.
What happened 3 years ago?
Well, that's what I'm getting to. So I think the rumours might be true. Maybe we are all microchipped. Maybe the COVID vaccines did get us. Because I'm telling you, I don't get ill at all. I'm quite a healthy sort of person. I don't tend to get ill. But every year, every January since I've had my COVID vaccine, I get COVID, essentially. I don't do a test, so I don't know if it's actually COVID, but it's all the COVID symptoms. Feel like shit, body aches, flu symptoms, all that kind of stuff. And honestly, it just makes you wonder. Maybe all those mad bastard anti-vaxxers have got something to... Maybe they're right to an extent. What do you think?
Well, I've been thinking about it for years. So the last 2 years, I wake up at least once a month. And this sounds hideous.
You wake up at least once a month. That's good.
How hideous is that? I wake up and I've got a dodgy knee. I can't even explain the feeling. It's just I've got a weird feeling knee, and my lungs maybe once or twice a month I'll wake up and they're gone. And you know me, I've never smoked in my life. I never take drugs. I drink quite a bit, but that's besides the point.
That's God's drug.
That's God's drug, exactly. Spirit. Mm-hmm. So bad knee, bad lungs, at least once or twice a month, and it's very odd. And it's been since the vaccine. I've heard people getting this thing called COVID toe, right? And I thought it was a joke. I swear to God, I thought it was a joke when I first heard it. I laughed. And they were standing with a pan face, just saying, "Why are you laughing? I get COVID toe." And I'm like, "What the fuck's COVID toe?" And apparently it's like an itch. And they keep itching and itching, kind of like athlete's foot or something like that. But it burns, apparently. So
what the hell?
Weird.
You're quite prone to things like that. You've had gout, haven't you?
I had gout when I was 23. Bloody hell, that was something else. There is no worse pain in girls if you think childbirths. So, I mean, you want to get yourself some gout and you come back and speak to me. I'm just joking, girls. I'm just joking.
He's not. So it's ruined my immune system and it's ruined your knee. So Robert Walker by name, but probably not by nature for much longer.
No, Robert Crawler soon, I think.
Robert Wheelchair. So first up on the topic list, I can see some things never change. We might have a new logo, but same old bullshit. I have got written down here 10 feet tall aliens, so I think I'll just let you tell me about them.
Right, that's right. So don't you worry, I've wrote some stuff down about this. Right, so I've found that this year, more so than any other year in the past 10 years, there's been more talk about aliens, UFO sightings, and the internet's been around for a long time, so obviously you're going to hear more about it, but honestly, this last year has just been...
It's intensified, definitely.
Majorly. So last week...
Tom was right.
He was. Last week, there was 2 10-feet tall aliens spotted on a hilltop in Brazil. And Peter Crouch just came out and says it was definitely him. No, I'm joking. But he did.
Family holiday. He did. I know. I saw his tweet actually. Yeah, it was so funny.
But the suspected extraterrestrials were caught on camera by an onlooker who was hitchhiking. So the sighting comes just days after similar lanky styled aliens was spotted outside a shopping mall in Brazil, in the same area.
Same sort of area.
There was a brawl apparently outside a shopping mall in Brazil, and obviously there was a lot of people with cameras filming it. And there is an odd looking entity, just an odd, weird shape. I mean, humanoid, but definitely odd. You
wouldn't think Peter Crouch would get involved in stuff like that.
I know,
would you?
but you know what I'm like. I jumped straight to must be an alien. Must be an alien. And when I seen the footage, I was like, no, I don't know. But people are convinced it
so you're not sure it's an alien? What do you think it is then? Just like a really tall guy, or?
Well, as always, it's shite footage, and I don't know why.
I know. Why is it always filmed on a potato? Unbelievable.
Nokia 3210.
I know.
Honestly. But we're talking about this bizarre shit, right? And it got me thinking. When we done this podcast last, can you remember we were talking about the monoliths that were just showing up around the world in all these different places? And then something came out saying, oh, it was artists, and they were just going around the world doing this. By the way, if you're no Picasso or fucking Van Gogh, you've got no money. Artists do not have money, right? They've not got the money to travel things out of. I know. Exactly. So all of a sudden, somebody came out and says, "Oh, it was just it was an art project," and everybody just went, "All right, that sounds all right. That's fine." And nobody has spoke about it again. So What the fuck were they? Really?
Yeah, I don't think that was an art project.
No.
I think that's just something that, that's just a way that they've got of explaining things away, isn't it?
Like a disinformation thing.
Yeah. I saw something like that. This isn't on the show sheet, so it hasn't taken us long to go off on a tangent. So we'll probably discuss everything else we've got written down next week. But I saw something the other day that made me think, you know how there's like a witness protection scheme, like if you're involved in something really traumatic, you know, you get like a new identity and you get like moved away and stuff like that. I saw this thing and it basically just said, well, that could all just be made up. I bet the government just kill you. Because why would they spend all this money? Because if you need protected to the point they need to completely recreate you, then you've not got any value anyway. Like, they could easily just kill you because nobody can speak out about it either. Because if that's not true, you can't say, oh, I'm in witness protection, because then, you know, you're not in it anymore.
You fucked it.
So it's just one of these things that it could be complete bullshit. It could just be something that's made up in a film. I don't know.
Who knows? This world is far stranger than any of us can fathom.
Nothing surprises you anymore.
Nothing anymore.
Nothing surprises you.
But what did you have? You had something you were going to talk about.
I've got loads.
Earlier. Hit me.
I've got loads. But just to circle back, because I think I mentioned we used to go to the darts. We didn't go this year, did we? Because we went last year, not to brag, but we did go to the final last year, and we did witness the greatest leg of darts that there's ever been. No doubt. Michael Smith, 9-darter. Can
we just stop and say, I just want everybody to be clear on this, right? This fucker, right, the last dart that was thrown, throws his pint forward, right? He's a clever guy. He knows what happens when you throw a cup forward and a liquid in it. It doesn't go forward with it. It comes backwards. Yeah, and guess who was fucking wearing it? Honestly.
I just wanted you to soak up the atmosphere.
Fucking hell. I've heard of people washing their hair with beer, but honestly, I was head to toe. Anyway, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. It was good. I mean, I did take you.
I know, but you could have warned me to keep my mouth open. I would have fucking at least caught some.
I know. Nah, what a night that was. But so just to quickly go back to darts, young man Luke Littler, 16 years of age, made it to the final. Unbelievable. I think he's got so many people watching darts that have never watched it before, or maybe just didn't understand. Darts is quite big now. Like, it is quite big. When we first started going, it was really, really easy to get tickets for stuff, and it's really hard now, especially for the World Championships, to even get a ticket. But what I wanted to ask you, Luke Littler was playing in a World Darts final at 16 years old. I wanted to ask you, what were you doing at 16? What was the best thing that you did when you were 16?
Hell of a lot of wanking. Honestly.
I just knew it.
I've got one wrist bigger than the other. And it's been like
Is that why you walk like that?
But I'll tell you what. No, when I was 16, well, we met 15 years ago almost. It's almost our 15-year anniversary.
It is next month, next month.
And it wasn't that long before we were 16. And
just only a decade or something.
Well,
let's not tell people that.
Half a decade.
Yeah.
And you were doing the same as me. We were separately. We were writing songs. We were doing music, and
I wasn't wanking as much as you.
Well, that's a fact. Nobody was.
Nobody was. I probably hadn't even dreamt about doing it yet.
No, really. All I had to do was pick up a peach, and I was like, "Oh fuck, I need to go. I need to do it."
So 16-year-old Robert. Apart from the obvious, right. What else? What do you think your greatest achievement would have been up to?
Nah, I'm joking.
That point at that age.
I wanted to be an actor, so I done.
Aye, that's what you wanted to be, but you didn't do that, did you? Because here you are on this podcast.
I know. Well, I done a few bits extras work. I done some stage stuff, and then I went on to film production. So I done quite a bit of that, some studio production, and then that's I was in the thick of that when we met, and then that just got binned, and then we done the music. Yeah, and now we're doing a podcast.
I know.
We need to span the genres.
We're desperate to find a way to make money by doing absolutely nothing, aren't we?
Oh,
but
now I'm a DJ. I'm a DJ now. Fucking hell, I've done everything.
God is a DJ, and so are you.
That's a fact.
Yeah, it's just incredible. I mean, he doesn't look 16, does he? I mean, I actually feel like he definitely looks older than us, to be quite frank with you. But
imagine when he is 35, he's going to look like a 90-year-old man.
He'll be, yeah.
Remember, it
I
was
don't know
really
what
funny
he's gonna-
watching him. His mum posted a picture of him on Christmas Day, opening his Christmas presents, and he did
I
just
know.
look like a wee boy.
He did. It was just like a little boy in his socks, like, and other clothes. But yeah, what I want to ask you, controversial.
Hit me.
His girlfriend's 21 years of age, Robert. Now, let's just flip this round.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know how they met? They met on FIFA. I don't even know how you meet someone on FIFA because I'm old, but I think these days people like talk over headsets and stuff and play online, apparently.
They play the PlayStation.
They play the PlayStation,
Did they listen
I bet
to
they love
that?
the rapper music.
The rapper music.
Yeah. So that's how they met. But if that was the other way around, do you not think that there would be like quite a bit of a backlash? So if it was like let's say not a darts player, but let's say it was like a 21-year-old lad that had met a cheerleader or a dancer. I know that's really stereotypical, but let's just go with it. A 16-year-old cheerleader on FIFA. And entered into a relationship with them. I think. Well, I have 2 daughters, and I certainly wouldn't be best pleased. Put it that way. So,
well, there is a lot of stigma around that, but it's subjective to anybody because I think it's fine because my partner is 5 years younger than me. Her sister's partner is 5 years younger than him. 5 years younger than her.
Yeah.
My mum's husband, my stepdad, is 5 years younger than her. So I mean, it seems to be quite common this 5 year thing.
oh yeah, the gap's fine. Like if he was 22 and she was 27, I don't think there'd be any issue. But there's just something about it. I just feel like if it was the other way around, the gender roles were reversed.
Right.
And let's not get into gender roles because fucking hell, that's a minefield.
Is it because he's 16? Because see,
yeah, well, I think so.
if he was 19, right, and she was 27, or 26, you probably wouldn't even bat an eyelid.
Yeah, but they're both adults then, aren't they, I guess? Like, he was literally still enrolled at school until the world's there, so... 21-year-old man sitting outside a school waiting to pick up a 16-year-old.
Aye, I see it now. I see it.
Know what I mean?
Aye.
But anyway, what a guy. It looks like he's going to have a spectacular career in darts, and look, if you want to come on the podcast, give us a shout. Big fans. A slightly darker note, the next thing I've got written down here from you is apparently Joseph Fritzl may be being released, so please tell me that's not true.
Aye, so I couldn't believe this, right? Because I've got some notes here because it's something that you forget about by choice.
I actually think I thought he was dead. I thought that.
I thought he was dead as well. So I seen his picture. It was today, actually. I just found out about this today. So
Hot
just
off the press.
hot off the
Breaking
press.
broken news. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Just to remind everybody, so he got jailed in 2009. I hate saying the word for.
Was that what it was?
Yeah,
Bloody
for
hell.
raping his daughter. He got jailed in 2009 for it. But the biggest thing for me, I mean, that sounds bad. I mean, that being raped is obviously fucking horrendous. But she got locked in a cellar for 24 years, right? 24 years.
Wild.
And
was it just her by herself?
Just her by herself, right? I thought it was.
Holy shit.
I thought it was multiple, but it wasn't. It was,
Yeah,
it was
I had
just
that.
her.
I had that feeling as well.
So
Madness.
she's in a cellar for 24 years after being raped, and he gets jailed in 2009, and all of a sudden he's out. So what? He's 15 years, right?
Yeah, well, that'd be the 15th year, wouldn't it?
He should have got 24 years, just for locking her in the cellar. Just a year for him, tit for tat, and then a whole other sentence for the raping.
Aye.
So
Should have put him right in next to Joe Exotic.
they should have just fucking killed him. No Joe Exotic. I mean, he's one of my heroes.
Joe.
I love that guy.
Fairly harmless.
Fairly
What did you think of our new music?
Oh, I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I was going to ask you
banger.
something. There's a clip in there, and it's a Scottish guy saying something like,
Have you never seen that video?
Nah, it's
Oh,
not
it's
a bank machine,
unbelievable.
it's a fence. What's that?
Have you never seen that video?
No, never.
Oh, that was huge. I think it's quite an old video now. It's a guy speaking to a JK, and the JK's down. He's like near a river. I think it's in like Inverness or somewhere up north.
Right.
And he's got his bank card, right, and he's trying to put it in the gap in the fence to get money out.
Oh, fuck.
Because he's that off his face on drugs, and the guy just goes to him, "Excuse me, pal, that's no a bank. It's a fence. and the junkie's like, oh, right, aye, cheers, mate. That's so good. I'll send you after. I'll put that.
Show me that. That's
if I knew how to work all this, I would play it for you now. But I'm not. We're not that advanced yet. But we'll put it in the show description if anyone hasn't seen it. It's a piece of internet history, that video. I'm surprised you've never heard it.
Just to let everybody
You
know,
love it.
we'll get a more structured content. I mean, it's just basically we go on tangents. That's just who we are. But we will find a more structured sort of content for you, and we're going to make it so that you can come in live, ask us questions. You can ask about all that fucking my toys. Why's a grown man got toys?
Yeah.
Why's a grown man no got toys? Get a grab. Get yourself some Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Well, there's some toys that you
Ghostbusters.
normally have. When I stay at your house, I somehow managed to sleep in that room. I don't know how, because it's terrifying me right just looking at it. But you've put some of the toys are not on display, but we'll leave that just between us. They're not sexual. That's not what I mean.
There's all your friends. There's RoboCop. There's Terminator. Okay.
I didn't even know RoboCop had a toy. Like, who has that? Well, you.
You'd never knew there was a RoboCop toy. It was one of the biggest franchises ever. Massive.
When did RoboCop come out?
1986, maybe 5.
Right, I mean, that was the year I was born, and you were like not even 1. I'm just full of questions. But to touch on what you said, though, you're right. We've got this we're recording this on a new platform. We've got like technology and stuff now, so we're trying to take this up a notch. When we done it before, we had no idea what we were doing, and we were just kind of like, we were just learning as we went, really, to be honest. So we'd like to grow the podcast a bit. We want to get people on that aren't us to chat to, that might have interesting stories, interview them and get their opinion on the stuff that we talk about as well. So that we've got loads of stuff planned. And like you said there, Rob, there will be a live chat and stuff as well, so people can come in and watch us record and ask us questions, or just make fun of your toys, whatever they want. So Fritzl, is he getting out though? We don't know.
We don't know. He's possibly getting out. Was the
right? Let's hope not.
I heard. Oh, you know what? I seen another thing. It was all in the same feed, right? So, like it was. I think this was before our time. Well, it was definitely before our time. 1972, a plane crashed in the Andes, and I think it is what they've made quite a few films about. I think one of them was called Alive, and in the film the plane crashes in the mountains, and obviously they're all like trying to stay alive. Like the majority of them die. Possibly only one of them lived. If I'm wrong, you can tell me in the comments.
Probably will be wrong.
Definitely, I'm always wrong.
We do our best.
We do our best. But
there's no fact checker on this show.
I know. We really should fact check everything, but no. So this guy, in order to stay alive, he ate his dead mate. He just started tucking into his leg, right? So they both, obviously, well, one of them had froze to death. This guy's freezing to death, and he thought, you know what? I'm going to save my own life and eat my mate's leg. So the reason that this is in the news today is because the guy's obviously still alive, and he got re-interviewed. And so what did they say to him? They says, so recently when asked about the ordeal, he says, while the choice wasn't easy, he would have wanted his friend to do the very same. He's proud of what he's done to save his own life. So I'll just
quite heartwarming. That,
the question is, I don't know about heartwarming, but the question is, if we were in a plane crash, would you have a wee gnash on me?
Would I chow down on Robert Walker? I don't think I could, man.
No,
not because it's you. Like, don't be offended. I'm not saying that you probably taste fine, but I just don't. But then you don't know till you're in the situation, do you? I mean, I suppose if you know you're going to die unless you eat your pal, then next time we go somewhere, I'll make sure I pack some seasoning just in case. I don't know. Ask me
if I'll eat you. Ask me, quick.
All right. Would you eat me?
In an instant. Thank you.
I mean, actually, yeah. Do you know what? Yeah, I get where the guy's coming from. I do. I think there's lots of things I'd rather eat, but I suppose you'd be out of options, at that point. So, that looks like a delicious Monster energy drink you're drinking there.
It is Monster, so if you're watching, give us a wee sponsor.
Look
Also,
at that.
I play your motocross games. They're fucking brilliant.
Well, there you go. There's 2 reasons now. And this podcast normally does about like 70 to 100, streams an episode, Monster, so it'd be well worth your time. I'll take, just maybe like 12 a month, just a little case. Fine. I buy one every day. I buy the white one. I don't have one today because I've already drank it.
Oh, you do like the white one?
Yeah, I love the white one. I don't drink I don't drink anything with sugar in it, you see, whereas you love sugar.
I love a bit of sugar.
And that's why you've got a room full of toys. So, yeah, I would eat you. Fine, I would eat you. And speaking of eating, things that you probably shouldn't, let's talk about Saltburn.
Right, so have you seen it?
No, I've seen a few still images that made me decide quite quickly that I didn't want to see the rest of it.
Right, so, God, it's quite probably a masterpiece, right? The way it's filmed, the acting is fucking out of this world, but oh God, it gives you such a weird feeling. Do you want me to tell you a couple of scenes?
Yeah, we'll put a spoiler alert, but yeah, I think you're going to have to. I mean, I think I know one of them, but yeah.
Right.
If you haven't seen Saltburn, maybe skip on about 3 minutes.
Yep. So Saltburn is a place. It's it's a nice like country manor, like big huge house, and this guy meets another guy at uni, and they go back to his family's house. They're quite well off, and it's filmed so well that you think that this guy that's been taken by the other guy to his family's house is maybe in a vulnerable position, that maybe the family's weird and they're going to maybe do something to him, or so it makes you feel like that. So you're instantly feeling sorry for this guy, and then quite quickly the tables turn and you find out that he's a fucking weird man, and he's one by one just going through the family and either seducing them or killing them, right?
Oh,
or manipulating them into kill themselves. Aye. And there's one scene where the friend dies. The son of the family that own the big house dies, and he's got like it's a shallow grave, before you actually really get buried and stuff. It's just like a mound of mud, and there's music, like classical music playing in the background, and this guy's crying on top of the grave. The rain's pouring down. I mean, it looks great. Amazing cinematography.
We love a bit of cinematography.
But then the music stops, and but the scene's still carrying on. You're like, this is quite ominous, quite weird. And you're like, is it not going to skip scene? Right? So you're instantly feeling strange. And then he just starts taking his jeans off outside in the pouring rain, starts taking his clothes off, and he makes what can best be described as a penis-shaped hole in the mud. And, yep, he fucks it.
Right, yep. So let's stop there. I need to ask you, would you fuck my grave?
I draw the line at fucking...
What's wrong with my grave? I bet I'd have a nice grave.
Yeah, I mean, you would.
You'd eat my leg, but you wouldn't fuck the soil on my grave.
And you think you're going to die before me? Not to hope now.
No, actually.
No, with these lungs and no with this knee.
Nah. The only guy in the world to die of a sore knee. How are you? And I'll be at your funeral telling them all it was that COVID vaccine that fucked his knee and it spread to the rest of them.
But back to Saltburn, man. Just that's the only scene I'm going to tell you, because that's probably the most timid one. The rest of them, I really didn't even feel comfortable telling you about.
Nah, the one that put me off was when he licks up the guy's cum. But I don't think we need to describe that in detail. No. I just don't know. I used to think this, like, one of my favourite films to watch is the Saw films, and I love them. I just think they're entertaining. They're a bit disgusting, but I don't know. There's just something about them that I like. But I've just always wondered, like, what's wrong with the person that like thinks up all this stuff? Do you know what I mean?
Aye.
Who wrote that film? I need to know, like, what is wrong with them to write that. Because I just don't even know why that would pop into your...
Definitely.
How would you have that idea?
Traumatized childhood. Something.
It has to be. I hope he's all right, or she's all right, whoever wrote it.
I know. Does somebody maybe want to check in on them?
Because see if you see Saltburn 2 in pre-production. welfare check because there's something going on there.
Saltburn 2, we're on fucking Saw 91 or something. That's been going on
I
for
know,
years.
but okay, fine, right. I've still actually not seen the most recent one. We were going to go to the cinema, weren't we? But I think we ever got
Did
round
you
to
ever
it.
see Spiral, the wee spin-off movie?
Yeah, loved Spiral. Chris Rock.
Never seen it.
Yeah, Chris Rock's really good in it, actually. Yeah.
Did he get slapped?
No, he doesn't.
I'll take it Will Smith's not on it.
Imagine how good. Why did we stop doing this podcast? Imagine how good our episode about the slap would have been.
Oh, that would have been great.
We would have probably had like a top 10 people that would like to slap. There'd have been all sorts of stuff.
Let's
Maybe we
answer
should
that
just-
now. Who's your top
should
one?
do that.
Who would you like
Top
to slap?
one. Oh, I'm not prepared. Who did I tell you the other day that I really just don't like their face? I was moaning to you about someone.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't remember who it was, so it would be them. Do you have one? And I'll think.
I'd quite like to slap Machine Gun Kelly. He just
That's
rubs me
a
up the
good
wrong
one,
way.
yeah. You'd probably need a step ladder, but yeah, yeah, he's quite slappable, isn't he?
Oh, major.
Pointy face though, pointy face. Have you ever watched that? The Power Slap. Have you ever watched Power Slap? Dana White's new thing. It's like
Aye.
it's brutal.
Their brain must rattle about in their skull. It's terrifying.
Unbelievable.
Aye.
Maybe we should do like live Power Slap to each other on an episode. That could be fun.
Can we
No,
not just
we'll
do
do
like
it. We'll get a guest on. And
We'll
do it
get
to
a
them.
guest on and just slap.
But we'll not
fuck at
tell them.
Aye.
Not anyone famous. Just a normal guy. We'll get like
Aye.
we'll get somebody that we know on.
Aye.
That's smaller than us.
Just slap their fucking head off.
The audio only version of that will be something to behold, but I will slap fuck out them.
Done.
Right, anyway, let's move on. So I've got Ronnie O'Sullivan on the list. This will not be a long, and I'm sure probably not that many people that listen to this will watch snooker, but just wanted to mention Ronnie O'Sullivan. What an absolute legend of the game. We both watched his documentary recently, I think. Really interesting guy. Obviously, he's had his fair share of troubles, but what I love about Ronnie O'Sullivan is how much he hates snooker now.
Aye.
But he just turns up and plays, and he still seems to win. Just like he wins a tournament at the weekend, was it the Masters maybe or something like that?
Yep.
And the post-match interview after he won, the commentator says to him, how does that feel? Like you must be, you must be really happy and excited to have won your 8th Masters. And he says, I'm just really looking forward to getting home and getting my Chinese.
Aye.
He just doesn't care. And it got me thinking, like, do you feel like that mindset's maybe why he's so good?
Maybe, but you know what I'm more kind of interested in? Like how bad it must feel for the opponent just watching him basically come in a house coat, sitting in just like, why the fuck am I here? And win the whole thing. They must be.
He was farting.
fuming.
He was farting the other day during the game. He was farting.
What a guy. What a guy.
He said before his semi-final, he got to the venue 10 minutes before the match.
No
he
way.
just came in 10 minutes before.
Really?
Swagged it. All right.
Oh, he's fucking unbelievable. He's some guy.
Unbelievable. Yeah. Great guy.
But
But yeah, it just makes me... Yeah.
Talking about documentaries, right? And it's kind of this, maybe the same attitude as well. And the both of them have got a similar personality. The Robbie Williams documentary. They're basically similar. They're similar entities.
They're
these
both
two
sort
guys.
of like eccentric, kind of...
Aye.
Just don't really care too much to them.
Aye, but they definitely both have demons.
Aye.
Like you can see it. You can see it in their eyes. But aye, that Robbie
The Robbie
documentary
Williams one was really good, actually. Yeah. I'd forgotten about that. I loved the bit with Jerry Halliwell. I always forget that song. I always forget that song that was about her. Eternity, isn't it?
Eternity. So it was.
Yeah, I always forget it's about her.
Aye.
She was actually my first like proper crush when I was like a wee guy.
Really? Was
Jerry Halliwell.
she your favourite Spice Girl?
Yeah, she was. I don't know what it was. Just something about her. It was
Baby,
the
I think.
was it? See, I
think
don't know, man. I'm not sure. I suppose it was. Yeah. But nah, there was just it was the Union Jack dress, wasn't it? Just
That's it. MTV Awards.
everything was pushed up for all to see, and to a wee 12-year-old guy, just never I'd never seen the like. Never seen him like it before or since.
Yep.
Good times. Me and Jerry had a few of them. Speaking
by
of
the
good
way-
times,
By the way, see, just before you tell me about your good times, this
So
is
my
another
good
thing that
times,
was in the
just to be
same
clear.
feed as these last two stories I've told you, right? This is bananas because
Bananas.
I told you. Like, I used to love the Spice Girls when I was young. I'm not even going to hide it. I love the Spice Girls. I used to
Why
get
isn't
all
used
the
to?
albums. I still like a bit of the spice.
Still great. Viva forever.
Oh yes. So remember there was the Pepsi chart back in the day.
Oh yeah.
So
Channel 5. Was it Channel 5, wasn't it?
Channel 5.
Dr. Fox.
Dr. Fox. Yep. So Pepsi done a promotion, and it was to get us. You collected ring pools. They were purple, if I remember right. And you collect them, and you'd send them away to bloody Pepsi, and you would get you'd get Step to Me. It was an unreleased Spice Girls single, right? Which was great, by the way. It was a great single, and I got it, and it was in a wee slip sleeve, and I remember having that in my wee collection. Anyway, in the news today, some guy, like 30 years later, or however long it's been, has been 25 years maybe, has he went and found an old box of Lego in the attic. Yeah. And it had all the ring pools in it. Like, it just, tons of them. So he tweeted, the Pibbery Twitter, he tweeted Pepsi saying, like, I've got all these ring pools, will you still honour it? I'm going to send them to you. So he sent them off. He obviously got tweeted back. Yeah. And they sent him a nice Pepsi gift box. They sent him the CD. How the fuck have they still got the CD? They sent him the CD. That's quality. And loads of, like, Pepsi goodies. But it was fucking...
That's amazing.
I love the power of the internet.
I'm going up in my mum and dad's loft next time I'm home.
What do you think's up there?
None. Actually, there's actually quite a lot of good stuff up there. I've got all the Thunderbirds toys that were super in demand in the 90s. The Thunderbirds toys.
Maybe worth something.
Well, let's hope so. Eh? Just on Pepsi and documentaries, have you ever watched that Pepsi Where's My Jet?
No, I've been meaning to watch it though.
Because I was just wondering, I wonder if that's why they've obviously went and gave that guy CD, because they've had such a bit of bad press about the guy that got the jet, because it was like a thing similar. You had to collect all the cans and stuff, and one of the prizes you could trade it for was an actual Harrier jump jet.
No way.
But you needed to get 10 million, and it was impossible. But I think the story is that this guy almost got together with hundreds of other people to get, so they actually got enough to trade it for the jet, and obviously Pepsi didn't give him the jet. But
because it didn't exist.
Well, there's no chance they could afford this jet. It was probably the jets are 300 million quid each or something. Yeah. Or they're probably more than that. I think they're billions.
Is it like one of the Iron Maiden ones?
No, that's a passenger jet. This was a fighter, like a Harrier jump. You know the jump jets that come off aircraft carriers?
Aye.
It was like one of those. I'm sure it was like a Eurofighter we'll get the exact model, but it was like a fighter jet. And they'd put that, obviously it was meant to be a joke, but they'd put it in, I think this guy was a lawyer that was doing it all, and he was hi, I'm going to, because they've says, I've got the stuff here, you need to give me this jet.
If you told
I've not
me
actually watched it.
£1 billion, I'd believe you.
I honestly think they probably are, because they're so, there's, I don't know even the amount of technology that would be in them, but they're worth a lot. We'll have a look, we'll Google how much they're worth, but I know that they're hundreds of millions. It was in the 90s, I think.
Oh, so back then it would have been...
Could have been even more, yeah.
Definitely.
I don't know.
It would have been new technology.
Yeah, and obviously Pepsi thought they were just having a joke, but I guess when you run a competition, I think there's rules, it has, obviously to print the advertisement, it has to be legitimate, doesn't it? So,
right.
So there we go. Right, on to the main event. Epstein. I don't know if this is even, is this safe to talk about? We've read it, we had something in our document.
Safe to talk about here. We can talk about whatever we want. We're never going to get judged. And if we do, it doesn't matter, because it's just words and we're just talking about it.
The first piece of good news was that neither of us was on the list. So
thank fuck for that.
Buzzing for that. So we must have deleted all the files proper. We did a good job of that. So I'm gonna give you now. It's important just to make clear. This is a list of people who are mentioned in the case. It's not necessarily a list of people that were going to Epstein Island to partake in activities with underage people.
Is this being made public? I've never seen this list.
This list is from, I'm reading it from the Independent's website, the Independent newspaper. So I'm going to read a few names out, and I'm going to ask you what you think they did. Obviously not in detail, but you can tell me if you think they're just implicated, or if you think they were at it, or are they just unfortunate to be there. So the big one, and I really need you to tell me what you think of this one, but shock, Prince Andrew's named in it.
Oh, fuck, he's a dirty bastard. Of course he's done something.
I'm surprised he ever came home from Epstein Island, to be honest.
Dirty bastard.
Okay. Bill Clinton, former US President Bill Clinton. We know he likes a wee bit hanky-panky. I did not have relations with that woman. You did, Bill.
Aye, he has been in a scandal before. Aye, no, I'd say so. I'd
guilty?
say.
Are we saying guilty?
We need to watch what we're saying. I didn't want to get
Do we?
whacked. I do want to get whacked.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, fuck it. We can say what we want here. Aye, I think he's been at it.
Yeah, guilty. Let's go with guilty. Right. Donald Trump.
I mean, I've seen the way he fucking lingers around his own daughters. I mean, aye, guilty.
Oh, yeah, guilty.
He was
Guilty
on
as
Epstein
fuck.
Island. They were all drinking bleach.
I know. That's where he got the idea.
Oh, fucking hell.
So this is interesting. Hillary Clinton. Do you think Hillary and Bill were just maybe went couples holiday? Epstein Island?
She seems a bit fruity, for lack of a better word. Aye.
Yeah. I would say the next one. This might upset you. I know that this is one of your heroes, isn't it? David Copperfield.
Oh,
I can see the pain in your
best
face.
magician ever. Oh, fucking hell, man. I mean, he would have definitely showed them something levitating, that's for sure. That's terrible. That is terrible.
That's bad.
Right, I don't know. He's. I don't know. I thought he would have been able to get anybody he wants. I suppose he's in his 60s now. He must be.
I'm not sure, but this is historical, I think, isn't it? So, but
I don't know, that's a hard one. That's a hard one.
I tell you what we'll do as well. If you're not sure, like, why would he be linked to this case? Like, I guess. I mean, what's he got to do with it? Maybe he just went there to perform. Maybe did a show.
Maybe, right?
Because I mean, the guy owned this island. Like, it wasn't obviously. There's all these allegations that like bad stuff happened there. But I mean, he had a house there and stuff. Like, maybe he had just hired him,
Unless they wanted somebody disappeared.
Maybe they wanted somebody cut in half. Get his saw out. Right, next one. This is upsetting as well. Leo DiCaprio.
Oh man. Well, aye. Is he really on the list?
No. He's on there.
But he's got a bird every other 5
Who's
minutes.
about 20. His most recent girlfriend's about 21.
I love Leo as well. Right, I think he's been at it.
It's not looking good for Leo, I'm afraid, is it?
Sorry, Leo, mate.
Right. This is the one I've been looking forward to.
Hit me.
Oh. Stephen Hawking.
What? Impossible. Wheelchair. Impossible.
He's on the list.
No, that must
Stephen
be
Hawking,
that's a
British
joke list.
physicist and science author.
You didn't remind me who he is. Fucking hell. So, what would his purpose be there? I'm not even going to do the voice. I'm not even going to do the voice.
MD needs a lift home. I don't know. I'm sure.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
Oh, right. Let's move on.
That's bananas.
Michael Jackson. I mean, come on.
Shock horror. All right. I love Jackson. I love Jackson.
Not a surprise, is it?
He's another hero of mine, but aye, he's guilty.
Yeah. I think, though, genuinely, with Jackson, I don't think he ever did anything like sort of sexual with children. I think he just didn't get to have a childhood.
I'm there with you.
Wanted to kind of have one later in life. So that's a sad one, to be honest.
I honestly quite believe that.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we'll stick up for you, Michael Jackson. Kevin Spacey.
He's been
had a bit of a checkered recent past, hasn't he?
He got cleared for all that, did he not?
Yeah, he was found not guilty of sexual assault. That doesn't mean he's not a creepy bastard, though.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Shit. I'm on the cusp with him then.
Yeah. Is there maybe smoke without fire with Spacey?
I don't know. Yeah, it's mad because when I say people, the general public, when they get a whiff of this, they jump on it, and you're guilty already.
It never leaves you, does it? It never goes
you're tarnished,
after
which
you're
is shit.
attached to that.
Spacey is a fucking phenomenal actor, and I loved all his films.
Great actor.
That's a shame. If he did, shame on you, Kevin.
I know. Right, I'll give you a couple more.
Right.
There's some weird ones here.
If you say the Chuckle Brothers, I'm out.
Nah, shockingly, they're not on the list, man. But, you know, maybe this isn't the full list. I'm not too sure. So tell me what you think about this one, then. Kate Blanchett.
Really? Ginger Kate? Oh,
And Heidi Klum.
Really?
Now, personally, I think they just went with Donald Trump. I think Trump probably brought them with him.
I think they'd just be lingering about with people with some authority, some money.
They're by association, I reckon.
Aye.
Yeah. So they'd probably be all right.
But were they aware of what was going on? That's a
Well, I don't know. I would genuinely say that probably a lot of these people were not aware of like what was going on.
Maybe.
Bruce Willis.
I didn't want to talk ill of him now.
I don't think we should.
Because it's no.
He's not. He's a shame what's happened to him as well, isn't it? It's not looking well.
Aye. What a hero! What a hero!
Yeah, I know. No, absolute hero. Last one. It's a weird one. Chris Tucker.
Chris Tucker, really?
Rush Hour.
Well, it's Michael Jackson's mate. Maybe they went together.
Oh, I think you've nailed that.
Right.
Yeah, you've nailed that. But yeah, for anyone that's interested, the full list is available in many places. We'll put the link in the show description. And again, just to reiterate, we're not saying that they're guilty.
No, definitely no.
Just that they're named.
Well,
we did say that some of them were guilty, but that's just an opinion.
That's an opinion. We're allowed to.
Yeah.
So
yeah, we're sound.
Just to put a nail in this topic, do you think he's still alive?
Who?
Epstein.
Yeah, well, there's a bit of a conspiracy about that as well, isn't there? Because I mean, apparently he killed himself.
Yep.
A few years ago.
There's footage of them bringing a body out the prison, but
yeah,
why would they bring it out the fucking front door? Disinformation.
Yeah, that's a good point, isn't it? I mean, you hear about this stuff, don't you? Like prison suicides, where they're basically like, well, you see it in films and stuff, when they're like, they get sent like a rope, and just be like, get rid of yourself. I'm going to say, yeah, he probably is dead. I think because it'd be too. He's linked to so many powerful people that it'd be dangerous for him to still be alive.
Maybe, but
I reckon.
Do
you think he might be alive?
Aye, like I know it's a major conspiracy, and it almost sounds like a joke.
It's not like us to get sucked in by a major conspiracy.
I know. But I think he's. I think he's still alive.
You think he's still going?
I still think he's going. He was too clever. Like he's not the kind of guy that would just admit defeat and kill himself. To be that successful, you need to be cogs always turn.
What do you think he's up to now? Then what do you think he's doing?
I think he's just living the low.
Think you come on here,
Epstein, if you're watching, which you definitely are.
He's 100% watching. He's tuned in live. He's in the audience.
He's watching for Epstein Island too.
100%. He's in the sequel. Well, I'll tell you what, Jeffrey. We'll even chuck in a wee can of Monster if Monster would be kind enough to supply it.
Thank you.
So yeah, Jeff, if you're out there, get on the show, mate. We can help you clear your name. I
don't know about that.
We can't help you do anything. We're absolute fucking useless. Right, I think I've not got anything else. Have you got any other topics, or we'll wrap up?
Like we were saying, next time we will be more organised. This was more a reintroduction. You know what?
I don't think we will be more organised. I quite like the chaos. I've been watching Jurassic Park at the weekend. How good's Jurassic Park?
Oh, it's aged very, very well. The original one.
It still looks unbelievable.
I know. I was going to ask you, actually. I should have asked you when we were talking about like what you've watched this week. Have you watched the new Ricky Gervais stand-up?
No, I haven't watched it yet, but I want to.
Brilliant. It's brilliant. It's really good. He's a genius. He's a genius.
Yeah. I love how I think with this podcast we're sort of taking a bit of a cue from him, because he will just say whatever he wants. There's nothing that can touch him, really, is there? I loved what is it he hosts, the Golden Globes? The
Globes, oh my god. I watched that whole opening sequence.
His monologues are unbelievable. He just kills everyone in the audience and they love it. I'd love to get roasted by Gervais.
Did they love
some of them do. Tom Hanks wasn't very chuffed, but then he's on Epstein's list, so he's probably a bit stressed out right now, isn't he?
I don't know if you remember this, right? But go online, everybody, and have a look at this. But a wee while back, maybe just before COVID, there was loads of pictures, stills, and footage all these different celebrities with what they called, the things you get in your ankle when you're just out of prison. What they call
like a tag.
Like a tag, aye, tag,
Yeah.
or a tracker, whatever they had. And apparently Tom Hanks had one. Apparently Ellen DeGeneres had one. There was a few other ones. Google this shit; it's all there.
Yeah.
And it was very odd. Like I didn't. Think
I
it's
remember
a
reading
new
about that.
trend.
Was to do with this.
Was it?
That was to do with all this. I'm sure it was. Yeah.
Right.
It was about the same time. I remember reading about it. I'd like to think Tom Hanks is innocent because he just seems like such a great guy. But
Aye.
there's lots of people that come across as great guys, and there are souls like us. So,
Case in point.
yeah, exactly. Well, it's been great doing this again, man. I've loved
100%,
it.
100%.
Looking forward to next week's already. We'll get some new topics on the go. We're going to try, all seriousness, we're going to try and get a bit better with the socials and TikTok. We've got a TikTok account. Can't wait to see you try to work that.
Oh God, that's gonna.
But yeah, we've got a TikTok account. Don't know what we're going to do with that yet, but we'll chop up some clips, get some stuff put out there, try and get ourselves a wee bit of an audience because as much as it's great, I know that most of the people or all of the people that will listen to this will know us, be our friends, and well, hopefully not our family. Hopefully not my family because of
Fuck, I hope your mum's not watching this.
because of the wanking. But it would be amazing to help this maybe grow and spread a wee bit further and see what we can do with it because we'd love to get people on and do some interviews and stuff as well, wouldn't we? So
that's what I'm most excited about. I want questions. I want people to join in the conversation with us. It's going to be more your chat show than ours.
Yeah.
We're just
going to sit here and
we're shooting the
take
shit.
credit.
That's what we're doing. So
Absolutely.
let's do that.
Amazing. Awesome. Well, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching, or both, or whatever it was you did. Subscribe, follow, like, share, all the usual things that all the influencers ask you to do. And we will see you next week.